I apologize for not being here yesterday. As I put in my Twitter, Clout Hub, High Fivin', and a couple other places, a little thing at work popped up. It was unavoidable. Unfortunately, that meant I didn't have enough time to even shoot this, do it, edit it, nothing. I was like, great. You can imagine that left me a little squirrely yesterday, but I managed to get through it. Kind of a strange day yesterday. And of course, not only is today Straight Up Tarot Tuesday, it's also Landscaping Day. Apparently. You can hear them outside, I'm sure. Today, though, Straight Up Tarot Tuesday, we are going to be doing a little something traditional. The old Celtic cross spread. So let's get right down to it. And by the way, if you're thinking about a personal reading, the personal readings are private. I will be doing one this weekend for someone for their birthday. Birthday readings are also included. You can get one by checking out the link in the description below. And of course, we can do any spread you would like. We can do the full scale Friday spread. We can do a straight up tarot spread. We can do a rune reading. We can do anything. It's your reading. And you can have it any way you like. So let's get down to it. So, the first thing we're going to do is go with that significator. And that is Queen of Swords. Right out the bat. So this is who we're meant to embody today. That Queen of Swords, she has a lot of wisdom. She can cut through your bullshit very, very quickly. It's not advisable to mess with her. The one thing I know about the Queen of Swords is that she does very much use logic and reason. And let me tell you, sometimes she is not impressed. She definitely has clear vision. She also nurtures ideas. So today is a good day to nurture any kind of ideas you may have. Use your logic and your reason and kind of go from there. Now, what covers you is going to be a Ten of Swords. A lot of sword cards popping up today, and this is transformative in nature. This isn't what I'm seeing in this. What you might see is, you might see a guy, this guy got fucked over. You can tell. Definitely not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing something as, this is transformative, so this means you are going to need to kind of give yourself over to some transformative things happening in your life. These things are happening to you for the better. I should probably take that advice myself, because let me tell you, work has been insane lately. So this one is what crowns you today, and it's that four of Pentacles. Now, Four of Pentacles, when you're looking at this guy, yeah, you can see material. He is just clutching it. And this is the best that you can arrive at. And this is what you want to make your own. But it's not what's present. But there is celebration, there's victory in it. There's a sort of an unbridled joy there as well. But the weird thing about there's a possessiveness to it. There's a sort of a frugality. And that frugality, that is something that we're all a little too familiar with at times. So I could see time to kind of move past that a little bit. So what comes next? You know what? I need to move these over. Oh, sorry to disturb your spot. I really kind of screwed the pooch on this one, did I not? So, officially card number 3. Oh wait, no, okay, sorry. This isn't what crowns you today. This is your obstacle. It's a favorable card, it's something good, but it's not productive. Okay, so try focusing on I would say try focusing on that which covers you, which is that transformative card. But the third card, this is what crowns you, and that is a 5 of Swords. I'm seeing a lot of earth and air today. What is going on in our lives where we got earth and air? A lot of material. A lot of material in our wake today, right? A lot of earth going on. And also, what are our thoughts on it? That's what's really kicking us around. This is where, honestly, what I'm seeing with this is you will win. I'm definitely seeing you win, but it's going to come at a great cost. Definitely not you picking your battles here. And that's the best you can arrive at, and that's kind of worrying to me. But number 4, this is what's going to be beneath you. And this is what you have to work with and what you can use. And we've got the devil. Now the devil doesn't mean you're being plagued by demons. What it means is you're currently locked into something. If you're locked into a battle with money, let me tell you something. Nobody really ever wins that battle. Money, there's the old saying, money isn't everything. And that happens to be very true. So with this being you kind of stuck in it, it may be time to get rid of some things that aren't serving you. And that's definitely what I'm seeing here. I see you really penny pinching, but it's just not making the nut, is it? And that's what I'm seeing here. I mean, normally this goes a completely different way, but I'm honestly seeing a lot of money issues coming up for you. Don't know why. So this card, the Empress, that's behind you. And that's what's passing away. And it's the past of the matter. But the Empress, we tend to see her as very nurturing, don't we? She's very, very secure in her seat. Is it your? And I'm also seeing something creative in there. But is that in your past? This creative venture, whatever it was. Because that's the way it's looking. Now, what's coming before you? This is the current. And it's coming into action. You've got the Queen of Cups here. Now we're starting to get a little emotional. Exactly what's going on with your Queen of Cups? Are you in control of your emotions here, or are they controlling you? But this one, this will give rise to a little something for you, because this is where your spirituality comes in. You know, I'm always advising you to do what it is that lights you up. What is it that, you know, when you do it, you would, your calling and your occupation do not have to be the same thing. Let me give some of you some advice, especially if you're here. If you are currently facing termination at work due to this, shall we call it, the injection against the unnamed virus of unknown origin, if you're facing that currently, know one thing: you can always consult with your spiritual, whatever that looks like to you. That will take you farther than talking to others. But here's my advice. My advice is, if you're being threatened, right now is a great time, because now you can go look on the quiet, go look on the slick at other jobs. Try to get yourself like secured in a direction toward one. And if they threaten you, tell them go ahead and fire you, but you want the reason in writing immediately. Because then when they fire you, you can simply slip over into the other job. I understand that you may be taking a huge pay cut in this, but it's taking a pay cut from one to another is better than taking a pay cut from one to nothing. You see what I'm saying? Right now, the job market is displaying a shortage. There's a labor shortage going on right now in this country, and probably several others as well. See, that's where your Queen of Swords is coming in. Your Queen of Swords is telling you, you know, yeah, right now you're worried about money, you're worried about that, but you may have to transform, you know, jobs here. And that transformation may do you some good. But this is where you do need to consult with the spiritual in your life, because it's going to make a huge difference. While planning and reason help, the spiritual gives you that courage. It drives you forward. So make sure that you're looking into that. Don't discount it out of hand, because it will make sense. Alright, so let's get down to these last few cards here, as we still have about 4 more to go. Now, number 7, this is your attitude and, oh boy, here we go. This is your attitude and relation to the matter. Judgment. We don't really ever see judgment come up in this stuff, but this is where your meditation and reflection need to come into play. Meditation, reflection, prayer, whatever you want to call it. That, again, we're moving from transformative, from worry, from doubt. We're going back and we're kind of seeing some of our, someone's trying to take that which lights us up from us. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a job. This could be anything. You do have some forces at war against you. I'm not going to lie about this. This is not great news. There is just a good way to handle it, and these 2 cards are showing you that. So the quiet meditation and reflection in these 2 cards are what's really needed. This has to be your attitude right now, because if it's not, it's going to result in that 5 of Swords, I can tell you that. Okay, so here's the influence in people around you. And they're all feeling some kind of way. They're all feeling the same way. They're all as worried as you are. Man, the first day back after a long weekend, and we just had the weekend where 9/11 was a thing. 20 years of that. And I really wish I were bringing you better news. But unfortunately, the truth is not always, fantastic news, everything's great. Sometimes it's things are looking bad. Sometimes. But this is your house. This is your environment in the affair. This is the influence of people around you. And honestly, my advice would be, this is what you need to get away from. Now, this next card is going to signify your hopes and fears. And that's the Ace of Cups. Now, those are new emotional opportunities. Taking those new emotional opportunities is a wonderful thing, because now it sort of reminds me of the phrase from Fight Club. It's only when you've lost everything that you're free to do anything. And this is where it comes into play, because this is probably going to be new friends. You're going to look at all this. This is one big shift. And when you see that shift, when you see the transformation occurring, when you move in from that quiet reflection, that meditation, into your, actually, I think this card should be called discernment, because that's what I'm seeing. You're going to lose a lot of friends, family members are not going to want to speak to you, that sort of thing. Don't worry about that. Let them worry about them. You worry about you. Okay? And we're going to cap this whole thing off with that final card. And this is what will come. So right here is where you concentrate your intuitive powers, your experience, and your memory in respect to the official meanings. They say official meanings, but just what I'm seeing. Your interpretation of this may be different than mine. And that's why I post the previews on social media, so you can look at the photo and say, okay, yeah, I agree with that, or no, I'm seeing something a little different for me. If you see something different for you, then by all means, go with it. Alright, so, damn, 5 of coins. You're going to feel a little left out in the cold. Now, let me give you a little summary here, and we're going to get the hell out of here. My summary begins with, I would really like this guy to pick somewhere else to cut grass right now, at least for the time being. Now listen, this is just going to be some sage-like advice. It's still a summary. But while you're using clear thinking and logic, there are other people who aren't. They're not interested, nor do they care. What they care about is being right. Being right at any and all costs, and if that costs the friendship with you, then that's exactly what it will be. They have to be so right at this point. They're wrapped up in it. Here's the thing. You are right. What you're holding on to is pretty solid. But you're also kind of stuck with it. You're kind of obsessed with it. You want to break free of that. Break free of your fear. Let go of it. Get into that quiet meditation. Use your discernment. And understand that you are going to lose some people along the way. This is fine. It's fine. Because what comes next is a new beginning. Right there in that Ace of Cups again. There will be some excitement, but there are going to be times where you're going to feel pretty left out in the cold. You're going to think, oh, how wonderful it must be. Guess what? I'm going to tell you right now what I see with this. I see an illusion happening. And look at that window and the light coming from it. Oh, it's very, very pretty. But transformation sometimes comes at a very, very steep price. That price is always going to be for the better. It's going to be better for you. And one day you'll look back on all this and say, how could I have ever feared it? So my advice to you is simply let go. Let go a little, don't worry too much. Loosen your grip. Trust what your heart and soul says, because they're not going to lead you astray this time. You've been using your clear thinking and logic for a while now. Now it's time to get into the spiritual. Because when it comes to that, it can be pretty infallible. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I'm sorry I missed yesterday. It's, like I said, transformation. It's not always pretty. It's not always glamorous. You don't just emerge onto the scene, the new you, the improved you. Sometimes it's a painful process. But the thing to remember is that there are those who will turn you away at your worst and then expect to be included when you're at your best. Always, always keep that in mind. Anyway, I know this is not going to be a popular reading. Just remember, this is where you should be focusing, right here. Use your spiritual and your discernment and move forward with it. The end of this one's not looking pretty, but at the same time, you really got to get away from that which is killing you. Is it social media? Take some time away from social media for a while. Is it money issues? Is it the job? Is your job threatening you now? There's a lot to consider on that table, isn't there? There's a lot to consider at this table. Just remember, always do what lights you up. The loss of something today may be the beginning of something better for tomorrow. You'll know it if you're in tune. I hope this made sense. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope you found a sense of hope in here. I know your hopes and fears are right here in that Ace of Cups. I thank you for coming and sharing a cup of tea with me, or a cup of coffee, or having your breakfast. Just remember, no matter who you are, still love you. Just remember, no matter who you are, you always have a seat at my table. Just keep doing what lights you up. It's going to see you through this rough patch today. And as always, shine on.